What is a meal you have eaten that you will never forget? I was on a flight from New York to London and was seated next to a woman who looked like she was in her late 20s. After a few hours of flying, the flight attendants began serving dinner. I noticed the woman next to me was asleep, so I gently tapped her shoulder to wake her up. She woke up, looked at me, and immediately started crying. I was confused and asked her what was wrong. She told me she was on her way to London to see her mother, who was in the hospital with terminal cancer. She said she hadn't slept in days and was exhausted. I told her I was sorry to hear that and offered to let her sleep while I watched her food for her. She thanked me and went back to sleep. A few minutes later, the flight attendant came by with our meals. I took both of our meals and set them on my tray table. I ate my meal and then noticed the woman next to me was still asleep. I didn't want her food to get cold, so I decided to eat it for her. I figured she wouldn't mind since she was asleep and probably wouldn't want to eat when she woke up. About an hour later, she woke up and thanked me for letting her sleep. She then asked if she could have her meal. I told her I had eaten it for her and she looked at me like I was crazy. She then started crying again and told me she hadn't eaten in days and was starving. I felt terrible and offered to buy her a meal from the flight attendant, but she refused. She then spent the rest of the flight crying and I felt like an idiot.